All right. Okay. Okay. We're looking at STP 1092F15 SMT cheat. TG, Headquarters Department of the Army. Soldiers Manual Trainer's Guide, MOS 92S, Petroleum Specialist, Skill Levels 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, May 2006. Approved for public release and distributed unlimited. We're on skill level 3, subject area 11. Or, sorry, 10. No, 11. 11. I believe well, we're on 11. Uh, we're on 11. 101 92F 3502. Direct remote refueling, rearming, deployment. Distribution system operations. Given the requirement to provide aviation refueling fuel supports on fixed airstrips, pre-designated field location, personnel materials are required to perform the tasks of 5 military occupational specialists, military qualified N2F soldiers, MOS 93H Pathfinder personnel that have required A, traffic control skills, aircraft of the UH-60 customer aircraft, appropriate communications, the R3D2 S systems, risk management procedures, applicable material safety data sheets, personal protection equipment, spill kit containers, facility response plan, a spill prevention control countermeasures, oil discharge contingency plan, and if and required, a unit hazardous and hazardous material management policy, and oral written operation orders, unit standing operation procedure on aviation refueling operations. DA Form 3643, Daily Issues of Petroleum Product. DA Form 3644, Monthly Abstract Issues of Petroleum. DA Form 598, E Equipment Inspection Maintenance Worksheet, EGA, or DO Department of Defense Form 1970, Motor Equipment Utilization. DA Form 5987E, Motor Equipment Dispatch, Full Access to all reference materials. Direct placement, assembly, operation, preventive maintenance, check services, disassembly of the remote refueling, rearming, distribution, deployment system, ensuring that it's safe, suitable in refueling operations, fuel accountability, quality surveillance as are performed with injury, personnel damage to equipment, of pollution of environment. Performance steps. 1. Apply risk management procedure. Understand implementation risk management process. Risk controls commander the guidance directly to headquarters. Access variable hazardous. Continuous report risk reduction measures appropriate chain of the command. Monitor, evaluate execution of the risk control incorporated into and after action reviews. Implement environmental stewardship measured according to critical task 10192F 3312. Conduct a brief ensuring personnel knowledgeable concept on operation in accordance to operation orders or unit standing order procedures. Specific guidelines that pertain to the task of or mission. Ensure personnel understands mission or task understands the mission and task at hand. Individual task or specific role or every personnel to accomplish the mission. Collective task of the group needs to perform the supportive mission. Explain the degree of risk involved with the personnel needs to be aware of, stress safety of personnel to incorporate through operations, spill prevention control measures, hazardous waste, hazard material management, environmental hazards. Discuss specific guidelines to pertain to the remote refueling, rearming, deploying distribution system, night operations, operation approach of aircraft, hand armed signals. Do not be in front of the armed aircraft at any times. Marshalling area, quality surveillance, accountability procedures. 4. Conducting pre-combat and checking pre-combat inspections. Inspect personnel's uniform equipment for serviceability in conformity to the mission, weather, or environmental. Check appropriate personnel protective equipment is on hand. Check the operator license, dispatch, preventive maintenance. Check service records. Inspect equipment to ensure that it is mission capable. Check the loads. Ensure that all equipment is packed and complete mission. Check all reference materials, forms, and is required available. Check the paperwork or the firm effectiveness is current with the standards. Inspect communication equipment, personal knowledge of the communication procedures and operation instruction. 5. Maintain communications lower, higher alkaline render reports as required, identifying training, cross-training of all personnel to include license for selection, equipment, protection, maintenance, and repair requirements. Ensure appropriate equipment for the operation is on hand and serviceability. Select appropriate area to conduct the aviation refueling operation with the scope of the operations. Order conduct the reconnaissance by ground or air considering the following areas. 8. Select with enough room accommodated the fuel of the mission. Request the engineer support the obstacle removal from the site of site improvement. To determine wind direction and type of the aircraft to be refueled. Select the area that provides approach, fueling, and take off the head of the wind or crosswind. Select operation on high grounds to prevent any fuel vapors from collecting around the operation. Select an area with the provided natural concealment during the operation. Select away from the stream of the river. Designate holding areas for the awaiting aircraft. Designate the passenger marshal area. Designate the permit fighting positions. Sweep the site of the nuclear biological contamination containment. Ensure that the system is set up ready for aviation refueling operations in accordance with the standing operation procedures and appropriate field manuals and technical manuals. Verify grounding rods, grounding connections, bonding hookups, and serviceable ready for operation. Verify the fire extinguisher meet the appropriate standards and are located each refueling point at the R3D2 systems. Verify the sufficient water available to provide the first aid measures. If required, there are explosion-proof flashlights available for the night operation. Verify no smoking danger, passenger marshalling area, emergency shutoff, restricted area, alarm signs posted. Alarm signs have been posted. Verify marshalling area is designated and marked. Verify the selected site is clear of loose debris that can cause damage to an aircraft or injury to the personnel. Verify the symptoms have been pressure tested prior to the operation. Verify the perimeter has established fighting position and prepared along with the range of cards. 11. Ensure pre-flight quality surveillance is performed. Verify the recirculation of flow aqua glow test results from the test pad and completed record prior to the servicing aircraft. Verify the R3D2 system is flushed at least 5 gallons of fuel through each point of the sample is taken or recorded. Leave the sample in the drip pan at each point. At the end of the R2D2 system, so the pilot can see the sample on request. Ensure the preventive maintenance check service is performed. Inform the chain of commander when the site is operational. Maintain communication and chain of command. Report the status of operation and any problems encountered with required under the unit standard operation procedure. Conduct dispensing operation in accordance with standard operation procedures, appropriate field manuals, and technical manuals. Establish communication to air traffic refueling aircraft designated landing pad of the aircraft as they approach refueling operations. Monitor personal procedures during and after refueling operations. Observe site and safety and environmental infractions. Shut down the operation immediately if any of the infractions are detected. Ensure all passengers aboard aircraft that the pilot leave the aircraft during the refueling operations, having passenger escorted to the marshalling area. Ensure the spills are cleaned up and reported as are required in the unit policy and procedures applicable for environmental laws. Dispose of contaminated materials in an environmental safe manner according to the unit policies, procedures, applicable environmental laws. Verify all equipment is inventory cleaned and stored. That all equipment is non-mission capable is replaced and fixed before the equipment is stored. Ensure the accountability of the fuel of the DA Form 3643 post-summarized if in formation of the DA Form 3643 and DA Form 3644 to show the total monthly issues and receipts. Forward and responsible centralized action section of the accounting record adjustment. Maintain the records and reports according to the SOP. Standard operation procedure. Evaluation preparation. See tasks and standards. 1. Applied risk management procedure implemented in environmental stewardship measured according to Critical Task 10192F3312. Conduct briefing and ensure the personnel are knowledgeable of concept of operation. Conduct pre-combat checks and pre-combat inspections. 5. Maintain communication of lower or higher eco-line and rendered reports as required. Identify training, cross-training, all personnel included with licensing and sectioning the equipment. Projected maintenance and repair requirements. Ensure appropriate equipment for the operation is on hand and serviceable. Select appropriate area to conduct the aviation refueling operation. Ensure the system was set up, ready for aviation refueling operations in accordance with standard operation procedures appropriate to the field manual technical manuals. 11. Ensure the pre-flight quality surveillance was performed. Ensure the preventive maintenance check services was performed throughout refueling operations. 13. Inform the chain of command when site was ready for refueling operations. 14. Maintain communication with the chain of command. 15. Conduct dispersing or operations in accordance with the standard operation procedure appropriate field manual and technical manuals. 16. Dispose of contaminated fuel materials environmental safe manner according to the unit policy procedures applicable environmental laws. Verified all equipment is inventoried, cleaned, and stored, that all equipment is non-mission capable is replaced and fixed and equipment is before it's stored. Ensure the accountability of the fuel that using DA Form 3643 post-summarized information at DA Form 3643 and DA Form 3644 to show the total monthly issues and receipts. Forward responsible centralized accounting section for the accounting record adjustment. 19. Maintain records reported on the standard authorization procedure. Score the soldier go if the soldier is passed. Score no go if it is failed. If there's score no go, the soldier is done wrong. And correct the doing. DA Form 204, DA Form 3643, DA Form 3644, DA Form 5987E and 5988E, DOD Form 1970, Field Manual 1067-1, Field Manual 301111, Field Manual 3112, 3104, Technical Manual 54930233710. Okay, moving on. Direct load handling system modular model form. Fuel farm. Okay, given the requirement of direct fueling operations in the field equipment or in the field environment, personnel and materials risking the performing tasks. 5 military occupational specialists, military qualified N2F soldiers, loading handling system modular fuel farm. Loading handling system, the palletized load system, trucks and haul and download equipment and personnel. Risk management procedures, applicable material safety data sheets, personal protective equipment, communication equipment, written and oral operations. Risk management of applicable material safety data sheets, personal protective equipment, communication equipment, written or oral operations, fuel ordered, fuel source, fire extinguisher, spill contaminate, clean up kit, equipment, facility response plan, spill prevention control countermeasures, oil discharge contingency plan, and unit standing authorization procedure on petroleum operations. DA Form 3643, daily issue petroleum products. DA Form 3644, monthly abstract issues of petroleum products operating supplies. Full access to all applicable forms and references material. Disassemble directly assembly operation preventive maintenance check services, and disassemble the loading handling system modular fuel farm without damage to the equipment, injury, pollution, and other environment. Maintaining communication and appropriate reports forms. Note, in the task, in many cases, performance steps. No, and in the task, in as many as tasks involve the extensive handling of petroleum products, make sure the proper equipment is on hand to contain it, and clean up any spills. Supervise the packing, supervise the unpacking, the inspection, and position of the equipment before task begins. Brief soldiers on the task, ensure that they are understanding the task at hand. 1. Apply risk management procedures. 2. Implement environmental stewardship measuring according critical to 10192F3312. Okay, conduct briefing, ensure personnel knowledge of concept of operations in accordance with the operation orders, unit standing operating procedures, specific guidelines that pertain to the task, mission. 1. And A. Ensure that personnel understand the mission or task at hand. 1. Individual task, specific role, every personnel to accomplish the mission. 2. Collective task of the group needs to perform to support the mission. B. Explain the degree of the risk involved with the personnel needs to be aware. C. Stress safety of the personnel incorporated through the operations. D. Spill prevention control measures. D. E. Hazard waste, hazard material management, and environmental hazards. F. Discuss specific guidelines through the pertaining of the load handling system modular liquid farm. Fuel farm. Okay, conduct pre-combat checks and pre-combat inspections. Inspect personal uniforms equipped for the serviceability and the conformity mission, weather or environment. Check the appropriate personnel protective equipment is on hand. Check the operator's license, dispatch to preventive maintenance, check services record. Inspect communications equipment, personal knowledge of communications procedures, and operating instructions. Check applicable reference materials and forms. Maintain communications lower, higher echelon render as required. Identify training and cross-training for all personnel to include the license of the section of equipment. 7. Project maintenance and repair requirements. Conduct site recon determinations of replacement of load or fuel farm system in accordance with the oral written order or standing authorization procedure or appropriate technical or field manuals. Direct assembly of the loading modular fuel farm. Verify the operation procedures according to the appropriate TM field manuals. Verify the fuel was visually checked for color and clarity and contamination. Visual examination API gravity test. Verify all safety violations, environmental compliance is being filed. Take appropriate action and safety environmental infractions occur. Verify before, during, and after operation preventive maintenance check services are completed and noted to unappropriate forms. Direct disassembling of the local loading modular fuel farm. And verify the inspection of the site of the fuel spills. Verify the cleaning up of all spills, disposal of all materials. Sure counting of the fuel of the DA Form 3643, post summarized information of the DA Form 3643, CA Form 3644, to show total monthly issue of the receipts forward to the responsible centralized accounting section of the accounting records adjustment. Consolidated the submit of the reports of required higher headquarters, other agencies in accordance with the standard authorization procedures and appropriate reference of materials. Maintain records of reports according to the standard authorization procedures. See tasks and consider conditions and standards. 1. Applied risk management procedures, implemented environmental stewardship measures according to the critical task 10192F3312. Conduct briefing ensuring personnel knowledge of concept of operations. Conduct pre-combat checks and pre-combat inspections. Maintain communications with the lower, higher echelon and render the reports as required. Identify training, cross-training for all personnel to include licensing for section equipment. Projected maintenance and repair requirements. Conduct the site recon, determine placement of the load modular fuel farm in accordance with the operation order, the unit standing authorization procedure, or appropriate technical manuals or field manuals. Directed assembly of the load modular fuel farm. Verify operation procedures according to the appropriate technical manuals and field manuals. Verify the fuel was visually checked for the color, clarity, and contamination. Verify that all safety violations and environmental compliance is being followed. Verified before, during, and after operations of preventive maintenance check services completed and anointed in appropriate form. Directed to disassembly of the load modular fuel farm. Verify the inspection of the site fuel spills. Coordinated to verify cleanup of the spills, disposal of all waste material. Ensured accountability using the DA Form 3643, post and summarize information of the DA Form 3643 and 23644 to show the total monthly issues and receipts. Forward to the responsible centralized stocking account section for the accounting record adjustment. Consulted submitted reports of the required higher headquarters of agencies in accordance with the standard authorization procedures, appropriate references, materials, maintain records, reports of this according to the standing authorization procedures. The score is a go if it's passed, score is a no-go if it's failed. If it's no-go, then it was done wrong. How to do it correctly. DA Form 3643 and 3644, Field Manual 1067-1, Field Manual 3112, 3104, 104930244713, and PAR 201, DPAM 758, and TM 5493023710. All right, direct force provider, the bulk fuel storage distribution system operation. Given the requirements, direct. I believe we might have actually read this one, so I'm going to pause it. Okay, directive force provider bulk fuel storage distribution subsystem operations. Given the requirements to direct the fuel operation field environmental personnel materials required to perform the task, 6 military occupational specialists MOS 2 qualified 92F soldiers force provided by the FP bulk fuel storage distribution system, 5-ton foot forklifter operator risk management procedures, applicable material safety data sheets, personal protective equipment such as hearing, eye protection gloves, clothing, fire extinguisher, spill kit, contamination cleanup equipment, oral written operation orders, facility response plan, spill prevention control countermeasures, oil plan, oil discharge contingency plan, if and required, using standard authorization procedure on petroleum operations. DA Form 3643 daily issues petroleum product, DA Form 3644 monthly abstract issues of petroleum products operating supplies, full access of all reference materials, direct setup of the operation, preventive maintenance, check services, operations of fuel, accountabilities, quick quality surveillance, dismantling, force provider, bulk fuel storage, distribution subsystem without injury to damage to the equipment of the environment, apply the risk management procedure, implementation, environmental stewardship measures according to critical task 10192F3312, conduct briefing and ensure personnel knowledge of concept operations accordance with operation order unit staff or authorization procedure, specific guidelines that pertain to the task and mission, ensure personnel understand the mission or task at hand, individual tasks or specific roles of every personnel to accomplish the mission, collective task of the group needs to perform to support the mission, explain the degrees involved with the personal needs that they be aware of, stress and safety personnel to incorporate throughout the operation, spill prevention control measures, hazardous waste, hazardous material management, environmental hazards, discuss specific guidelines that pertain to the force provider bulk fuel storage distribution system. Conduct pre-combat checks and pre-combat inspections. Inspect personal uniform equipment for the serviceability and conformity with the mission, weather, environment. Check the personal protective equipment is in hand. Check the operator's license, dispense of preventive maintenance, check service records. Check applicable reference materials and forms. Inspect communication equipment, personal knowledge of communication procedures, operation instructions. 5. Maintain communication with the lower higher echelon. Render the reports as required. Identify training and cross-training for all personnel licensed and section equipment. Project maintenance and the repair requirements. Reconnator assignment for the area. Recognitioner assigned for the operations, determine where their system will be placed, verify the system safely downloaded with a fork, verify during operations, preventive maintenance check services performed on the system. Direct setup of the force provided by the bulk fuel storage distribution system. Monitor operation of the force bulk provided bulk fuel storage system distribution system. Verify the quality surveillance safety programs are mentioned in accordance with the unit standard authorization procedure. Appropriate reference of materials. Verify the correct procedures forms are being used to fill the accountability record. Dismantle the force provider bulk fuel storage distribution subsystem. Ensured accountability of the fueling using the DA Form 3643 post-summarized information, DA Form 3643 DA Form 3644 to show totally monthly issues and receipts forwarded to the responsibility centralized stocking accounting section for the accounting records and adjustment. Maintain forward a copy completed with the fuel counted records and reports to Class 3 Platoon Sergeant. 18. Direct monitoring, cleaning, and securing of equipment. 19. Coordinate disposal hazards to contain fuels if there is in any accordance with the applicable reference reference of materials. 20. Maintain records, reports of the unit and standard operating procedures. See tasks and conditions and standards. 1. Apply risk management procedures. Implemented environmental stewardship measuring according with the critical task. 101 92F 3312. Conducted briefing. Ensured in personnel knowledge of the concept of operations. Go or no go. Conducted pre-combat checks or pre-combat inspection. Go or no go. Maintain communications lower higher echelon. Render the reports as required. Identify training of the cross training for all personnel to include license for sectioning of the equipment. Projected maintenance and repair requirements. Recognition assigned to the operation determine whether the site system will be placed. Verify the system was safely downloaded from the forklift with the forklift. Verify before, during, and after preventive maintenance check services performed on the system. Direct the setup of the force provider bulk fuel storage distribution subsystem. Monitored operation of force provided bulk fuel storage distribution subsystem. 13. Verify the quality surveillance safety programs are being maintained in accordance with the unit standing operation procedure appropriate reference materials. Verify the correct procedures forms are being used of the fuel accountability recording. Directed dismantling force provider of the bulk fuel storage distribution subsystem. Ensure accountability of the fuel using the DA Form 3643. Post to summarize information of the DA Form 3643 and DA Form 3644 to show totally monthly issues and receipts. Forward the responsibility centralized stock accounting sections and accounting record adjustments. Maintain forward and completely completed accountability records. Report the Class 3 platoon sergeant. Directed monitoring, cleaning, securing equipment. Coordinated disposal of hazardous material and contaminated fuel if there is any in accordance with the applicable reference materials. Maintain records and reports according to the unit standing operation procedure. Go if the measure is passed in performance. No go if it was failed. If the no go was shown it was done wrong, then do it correctly. DA Form 3643, DA Form 3644, Field Manual 1067, Field Manual 3112, Field Manual 3104. Subject Area 12, Direct Pipeline Operations. 99 pages to go.